Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, would it be quicker to just pop into through a portal to it? And then I thought, hang on, popping through a portal means popping through the Nether. I thought, does the Skylands link to the Nether? And that was all. Yeah, you must be right. I suppose it can't possibly link to through Rundum. Lots of stone, smooth stone becoming lots of small stone brick now. Well, I think I need glass as well.
But that does raise the possibility. That does raise the question of what do we do about that? And
Suppose the answer is don't build a portal in the Skylands because it's needless, isn't it? Really, all it's doing is adding extra stuff to the server that's not really that necessary. Unless it's something you want to do, and generate a new Nether and.
yeah, so I was sitting and thinking is what we could take a vote. We could say, do we want to have it so that you can put up Nether portals and connect to the Nether, and have a new separate Nether?
Yeah.
Which then we could put a portal up in that Nether and connect it to the old Nether. That would be a possibility. Or we could say, the other question would be, do we treat it like it's its own world, and we fix it so we can set up portals between that? Like, let's say you wanted a portal between your windmill and the hive here.
Yeah.
And then we say, okay, we can do that, but what are we going to set the cost of the portal? So that we're not just building portals everywhere.
Yeah. Well, at this stage, it's whatever you set the cost of the portal at. It's not that difficult to do, is it? I mean, I was thinking. My first thing that jumped into my head was, well, instead of making it out of obsidian blocks, you've got to make it out of gold blocks, brick. But then I thought, well, even that's not that difficult for late gamers like this.
Right.
Diamond blocks would be different, though.
Diamond blocks, yeah, that would be one if you did diamond blocks. Or make it out of beacon blocks. That would be.
Oh, I forgot, of course, that the wither's in this now. Yeah, wow. Yeah.
That would be an expensive way of building them.
It would. Hey, that's the point. I haven't thought about that. That's not going to change the design entirely for the Hive 2, then, won't it? Because if you want to build it around beacons, so then you always got the effect of them.
Mm. Yeah, I had until this very moment forgotten about beacons as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, that would take a, like I said, take some difference in your consideration of how you plan these things out.
Because I think a beacon's area of effect is like a sphere, isn't it?
I know that it's 40 blocks, but I'm not sure exactly how they measure it. I don't know if it's like water does with your irrigation, where it's 4 to the left, 4 to the right, and every block in between,
Yeah.
where it even catches the ones on the diagonal.
Well, a monster spawner is 16 blocks, but that's 16 blocks in a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume it would be the same sort of mechanic. So just 40 blocks.
Sure. And that may well be how the irrigation works. It's just close enough that the 4-block radius doesn't make a bit of difference. The diagonal radius and the actual true circular radius work out to be about the same. They both catch the same blocks.
Yeah. I've been thinking on this passageway whether or not to make it like an extra storage passageway and put storage chests
Mm-hmm.
down it. Or do I just put paintings down it like I've done down the other one? Sure. What do you think?
Certainly go either way.
Because if I put, let's say for the sake of argument, I put a chest, storage, so that's cobble, chest, chest, cobble,
Mm-hmm.
post, cobble, chest, chest, cobble, post.
Um, I mean, just the way that my mind works,
Yeah,
I look upon it as put the paint that the paintings differentiate between what is a passageway and what is a storeroom.
yeah,
Like, yeah, that room over there may have a connection where it's going to connect to it, but it's still an actual room.
yeah,
Whereas every other passageway that you have in here doesn't have any kind of storage space on the sides.
yes.
Yeah, it has just the decorative stuff.
It's just when I built those, I didn't realise just how much storage space I'm going to need. I mean, I've done what, perhaps 0.5% of what's under the
Yeah, I don't think
what's under the
anybody,
hive.
I don't think any of us realized how much storage space you were going to need. Yeah, it's reminds me a lot of. I think I've told you about the first hard drive I ever saw,
Yeah,
which was a 20 megabyte hard drive.
yeah,
Back in the days when you could put the biggest, I mean, WordPerfect was a gigantic program back then. My first copy of WordPerfect cost what, $450,
yeah,
and we're talking in $1990.
yeah.
So Lord, probably twice that much now, and cost $450 and came on I think 5 floppy disks. So it was around, after it expanded, it was around 10 to 12 megabytes. So,
Yeah.
just a massive program. And you just couldn't think of anything else. It was like saw that 20 megabyte hard drive, and this was in the days when I played games like Planet's Edge and Traveler and Twilight 2000, which were.
Traveller. Wow, that's going back some, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Have any pumpkins left?
Yes, I do. 21.
Okay.
Do you want them or want them
Well,
placed? Or?
I'm thinking about what if I'm going to put. I'll have to make some steps actually. I'm going to do like I've done there. I put pumpkins back behind wherever the paintings are.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to put some pumpkins in the wall space.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Traveller takes us back, doesn't it? Wow.
Yes, it does. But I had all that space, it was inconceivable that you could ever fill up a 20 megabyte hard drive.
Yeah, yeah.
It just looked like it was going to go on forever.
The same when they first brought out the first 1 gigabyte, wasn't it? People were saying, "Well, that's
Lord.
just ridiculous."
Yes. What do you need something that big for?
Yeah.
God, and I've got 3 1 terabyte backups laying over here on the shelf beside me, No, storage space definitely counts in the same as the old saying about work, the saying that work expands to fill the time.
Excuse me. Can you put the faces facing each other, please?
They're gonna be behind paintings. You're not even gonna see them.
I'm not going to see them, but I'm going to know they're there.
You're gonna know they're staring at you. We having a guilty conscience, Mind Fiend? Is there something you need to tell us? You're gonna hear hearts beating in the floor next.
Tell you one game I used to love, Elite.
Oh, yes.
That reminds me. Have you seen the new game that's coming out, Star Citizen? It's done by the fella who did.
Did Elite?
But it was the same things. It's called Freelancer, and the one before that.
Oh, yes, Freelancer, yes.
Them sort of things.
Yeah.
And it's basically claiming to be like the modern version of Elite and everything. You know, the open-ended space trader. But I think to begin with, they've done it quite cleverly. To begin with, you've got to serve your time in the military running fighter jockey missions. You know, combat jockeys. You just want to have a look at one or two of the
I have
E3 videos for it.
I have heard the name, and I've heard a couple of people talking about it, or actually seen on web pages where people were talking about it, but I haven't actually read anything about it to know what it was about. No.
Yeah. It looks, I'm quite interested in it. You might have to do them from this side before I fill in the side.
Okay, I didn't know if this was going to be that, or if this was going to be one of your lava lights.
No, I don't think I'm going to put lava next to pumpkins, but yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but at least it's there for the time being. It doesn't actually need any lights in here. This is only to make the paintings themselves brighter.
Sure.
The glowstone is perfectly spaced so that there's nothing around here that's spawnable. So it doesn't need the jack-o'-lanterns, but I'm probably better off doing it the same from either end, aren't I, than meeting in the middle and seeing what happens in the middle.
Sitting here thinking about the time that I went AFK standing in your storeroom and was attacked and nearly killed by a zombie? Yes?
Yeah. Well, that was before I'd got all them things lining the roofs like you just put up for me now. I still don't know where it came from. I couldn't find a space that was spawnable.
Learning not to take people at their word that everything is perfectly safe. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say all that out loud?
Actually, that's a good life lesson for you, isn't it? Never trust anybody.
I'm married. I learned that life lesson a long time ago.
I'll tell her you said that. You're like me, you're brave when she's not here.
Damn straight. I don't like being hurt.
So if we come two in like that, do you know, every time I come here and they're jumping around, I keep thinking a creeper's coming around the corner or a mob's coming around the corner. What?
Got one jack left.
I will have to go and make some more then. I've got a double chest with some charcoal in it to make I'm looking for the word torches. Oh god, torches! Hey, I do love that dynamic lights. That's my first encounter with that.
First time you played with that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite nice. Yeah, going into the caves and everything, and having the light travel with you. You know.
Just remember what Dwayne and I have said, that the biggest problem with the dynamic lights is that you get used to it, and the next thing you know, you've walked halfway through the cave and forgot to lay anything down behind you.
Yeah. I can see how it could happen.
Yes, it can happen very easily. And I like his torch mechanic. Um, and how you
Lighting
make
them in the.
and how you make them, lighten them in the fire pit. It's doesn't make it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense of why that they're infinitely burning, which I do believe that he has said that he's looking into at some
Yeah,
point
he
in the
said he's going
future.
to take that out, didn't he?
Yeah, he's going to make lamps and make the torches burn out so that they had to be relit and make lamps. But it makes more sense to how do you light them up? You're just essentially taking them out of the fire. They're just burning brands that you're pulling out of the fire as opposed to stick a coal on a piece of a stick.
Yeah. Let's have that as a 2x2, I think. Just to give a different painting there.
So was it you that told me? Did you make your first iron first metal pick, or was that Keebs telling me that?
That must be Keebs.
Okay.
I've not managed to experiment with the.
It was Keebs and had told me that he had managed to, wandering around, had finally gathered enough metal nuggets to make a pick head.
Yeah.
Can't remember what he said he had made it out of. Probably either zinc or tin.
I would imagine it's a bismuth one or something.
Well, those are the three beginner metals, yeah. Tin, bismuth, and zinc. So had to be one of the three. I don't remember him saying bismuth though. So
Yeah.
but he had found quite a few, 3 or 4 different kind of ore nuggets laying on the ground, and he says he's been doing what they do and marking them all with a piece of cobble as he goes along. But he hasn't gotten around to actually trying to dig a mine yet.
Well, I started to dig down until I realised I couldn't make a pickaxe. Drat. Actually, yeah, I do want that back there. Don't I like that? I'd have to put one up there like that,
But yeah,
and
that's
that causes a light glitch.
that's what he was talking about. He was saying that the hardest part for him, he said he found enough nuggets pretty easily wandering around to make some. He said the hardest thing was he wandered around for an hour collecting up enough collecting up enough pieces of clay.
Right.
Apparently he didn't get a spawn like I did, where I was lucky to spawn on the middle of a really ginormous bit of clay. That whole little island I spawned into is essentially clay. So he actually
Yes,
had to go
you've had a
around
good
looking for
spawn
some.
for clay. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. He actually had to go look for some. Food check.
Thank you.
Alright, got another 32. Another 32 jacks here.
I decided with that one where that alcove where it's just got the one. Oh yeah, no, that's a point. Huh. That can't have the bottom like that, otherwise it. If I have the bottom like that and put a jack-o'-lantern in, and you'll see that shining through when you put the painting in.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have it in stone, then you get the lighting glitch in the top part. Up here where it's connected to the... On this one that connects to the... Oh, well,
Yeah.
I can put up with a lighting glitch a bit, I suppose. That's the problem with that new mechanic. I don't know whether I can stop it doing that.
Mm.
No. Because it's connecting, it's just at the right place for a stair block.
To connect to
Oh
the
well, the
stair
answer
block.
then is to suppose to take the top 2 stair blocks out and just have it. See what happens if I just have it. That look okay? Not quite as fancy, but
It looks alright.